Hey, what's up guys? It's me, Ali, Alicia, whatever you call me. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be reading a comment that we've gotten on one of my last videos. I kind of just want to go over it because it was a pretty long comment, and the gist of it that I got was like I was very smart for stopping my treatments, and I was stupid for seeking treatments in a way. But I'm going to read the entire comment and go through it piece by piece. If I can figure out how to add the screenshot to the video, I will add it somewhere, but let's get started. My mom was diagnosed in 1981. She had the triad, surgery, chemo, and radiation. The chemo caused a heart attack. Okay, I can see that happening. There was nothing left to do. They gave her 6 months. 20 years later, she passed away. I was thankful she had the heart attack because it signaled the end of conventional treatment. My mom was a 2-pack a day smoker, 6-pack of PBR a night, but she was scared shitless with the Frankenstein treatment. I'm not exactly sure what Frankenstein treatment means. So she was scared. She stopped smoking, drinking cold turkey. 6 months later, they found out she was cancer-free. They gave her 6 months, and she walks into the doctor's office, the picture of health, aside from the massive surgical scars. They were shocked. They began by stating the treatment worked well. That is where I stepped in. I was furious. Cussed the 3 doctors out. I don't think you should be cussing doctors out unless they actually really did do something wrong. Sorry if you can hear the background. I think my neighbor's cutting some stuff outside. I cussed the 3 doctors out. They were embarrassed. I made them eat their words. How dare they make such an idiotic claim? Someone with cancer, giving them 6 months to live, I don't think that's quite an idiotic claim, but it also depends on like the type of information they have or they had when they made that statement. Okay, they began by stating their treatment worked really well. So I don't exactly know what's going on, if this is a true story of whatever happened, but sometimes treatments do work really well, sometimes they don't. I don't know what happened here. Sorry if I'm all over the place like usual. This is just how I am. The poison almost killed her. Yes, chemo can almost kill a person, but it can also help someone get better. Chemo literally kills the good and the bad cells in a person's body. It kills everything before things start to regenerate and everything. Now they fail to realize the cause of her recovery. My mom was so scared, she stopped her nasty habits. The treatments was shit, and it should have been flushed just like shit. Now here's the convincing part. Just like any heroin or cocaine addict, so was my mom. Smoking and drinking as any other addict, she relapsed 20 years later. Within 1 month, the cancer returned with its true aggressiveness. I have to be honest, I don't really believe this, because as drinking and smoking can cause cancer, I do not believe that cancer just comes back like that from drinking or smoking, and I don't believe that her cancer was probably caused by her drinking and smoking. Like, yes, drinking and smoking does cause cancer, but this was too short of a time period, in my opinion, for... After 2 months, she was back in the oncology surgeon office. After a massive surgery, she admitted for severe infections where she developed pneumonia and died. Anybody who tells me to stop telling other cancer victims not only to walk, but run from oncology doctors. I don't think you should be telling people to run from oncology doctors. Oncologists saves people's lives, and I'm getting kind of worked up reading this. I'm not just going to say anything. Cancer is a symptom of something metabolic and most likely caused by our piss poor habits. So are you telling me that I got diagnosed with cancer because I have bad habits? Because I eat candy once in a while or something like that, or I eat red meat, or I don't exercise as often as I'm supposed to? I want to tell you that the reason why I have cancer is because it's a genetic mutation in my DNA. My body genetically mutated all on its own. It's not a factor of what I ate or anything like that. I could have been born with it. There's a 50% chance that I was born with it, but we won't know because my dad's not a part of my life, so we never asked him to get tested to see if it's genetically in his side of the family. We don't know if it's on my mom's side of the family. We haven't had access to those results yet, but my cancer was not caused by my bad habits. I want to let you know that I've been drinking for a while. I've smoked before, but that's not the cause or the reason why I have cancer. My grandpa, he's been smoking for years. He's been smoking for years and years and years. He doesn't have cancer. If he stopped smoking, the doctor says he could die because his body is so used to it. It's a part of him at this point. So you can't tell me that my cancer is caused because of my bad habits, because it's not. If you think that oncology medicine can fix decades of neglect and abuse, then you all need your head examined. I think you need your head examined because oncology medicines are life-saving medicines. The way that chemotherapies work is that it destroys the body. I have personally never gone through chemotherapy or radiation. I've gone through other types of other treatments that, because chemotherapy doesn't affect my type of cancer. But okay, I had a quick subject change, not really subject change. I had to talk about this with the people in the cancer group chat that I'm in, and we all think this person's a little crazy. If you see this video, I'm not sorry, because I do believe that oncologists saves lives with the types of treatments that they choose for their patients. Not conventional cancer treatment. I am sorry for pontificating. What does pontificating mean? I don't know big words. Pontificate. Express one's opinions in a way considerably annoyingly pompous or dogmatic. I believe everyone has a right to their opinion, but sometimes some opinions just need to be kept to yourselves. Yeah, that's just how I feel. Most cancer patients act out of fear of the unknown. I believe everyone acts out of fear every single day, whether it's the fear of not being good enough for something, the fear of not knowing what's going to happen in the future, the fear of not getting a job that you want, the fear of gaining weight from eating a certain type of food. Yeah. The oncologists are conducting mass experiments, complements of huge pharmaceuticals. It's barbaric and cruel. These cancer treatments have been around for years and years and years. And when oncologists are conducting experiments, it's called clinical trials. I was on a clinical trial. I was on a phase 2 clinical trial. And yes, that is an experiment, but it's all consented. All these treatments, every treatment that someone gets, every medication, every shot, everyone gives their consent to get those things. So it's not like they're just doing it unknowingly or something. They are fully aware that conventional treatment does not work and it never will. So you're saying that my cancer friends who have gone through their different types of treatments, their type of surgeries, so you're telling me that all of my cancer friends that went and got these treatments, it didn't work? How did they become cancer-free then? Or how did they get into remission? How did they get their cancer to shrink? How did they get their cancer to go away? Huh? Please explain to me that. Where is the next sentence? They see patients walk into their office and they instantly know these patients are abused themselves by poor diet, chronic dehydration, recreational drugs, environmental exposure, no exercise. I don't care who you are, at some point burning the candle from both ends has a negative effect on us. I'm pretty sure one of the people in my cancer group chat is a vegan, so that's not poor diet. Chronic dehydration, I don't think any of us are chronically dehydrated. I think we try to take care of ourselves pretty well. Recreational drugs, environmental exposures, no exercise. I've seen the healthiest of people who eat right, exercise, get enough sleep, do everything they're supposed to do, and still get some kind of disease, some kind of chronic illness, some type of cancer. So, I don't know, man. The oncologists, their business partner hospitals, all have one thing in common. They need a reliable source of revenue, and cancer patients give them the biggest return on their investments. I really want to say bad words, but I think my mom and her boyfriend watches my videos, so I shouldn't use that many bad words. Okay, I agree that treatments are freaking expensive, and some hospitals do try to make money off of people, but they're also trying to save people's lives. People don't study years and years and years to become a doctor. Well, some people probably do study to become a doctor to make money, but to become a doctor, they go into thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in debt. And they work long hours, and I feel like all my sentences are empty thoughts, but I'm just really frustrated and overwhelmed by this entire thing. So I hope you guys are bearing with me. Let's just move on to the next one. I have seen firsthand how stupid oncologists are. Of course, they have 8 years of medical training, but that does not mean they have common sense to go along with it. Okay, at this point, I want to say, why don't you go to school, study all those years to become an oncologist, to become a doctor? Why don't you become a doctor if you think that you're so freaking smart? Doctors have a huge document. It's called PDR, Physician's Desk Reference. Inside, it's listed and described every known medication. They all have one. It is essential. Take a walk with a group of interns. They carry condensed versions. It is by far the most read document by doctors. Doctors are sold and given so many drugs. They try to provide good care, but the huge pharmaceuticals have dominated every waking moment. Most don't have the time to see the forest through the trees, and we expect competent medical care. For one, I'm thankful that medical care even exists, that we are so advanced to where we are today, because if medical care did not exist today, I would have been dead. If surgeries did not exist, I would have been dead. If, what is it called? If painkillers didn't exist, I would have been dead. If antidepressants didn't exist, I would be dead. If anxiety medicines didn't exist, I would be dead. Who is kidding you? You think oncologists are any different? Oncology has made an overall improvement in patient outcomes of 5% in the last 50 years. It is insanity. Oh, this thing is so freaking long. Where did it go? Insanity is defined as doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Also, what you're doing, probably commenting this entire blab of a story on other cancer patients' YouTube videos, just posting it over and over again, expecting someone to eventually agree with how idiotic you are. You think it is a time for a total rethink about this disease? Think about it. Oh, did I mention that these quack doctors did not know my mother's history of smoking and drinking? I really doubt that they didn't know at all. If she had a smoking and drinking history, it would have came out or shown up somewhere eventually. I asked them to produce any note or documents that depicts her patient history concerning smoking and drinking. They were not able to produce anything. Well, I have a question. Were you allowed to know her medical history? Did you have written permission to be asking these questions for them to provide you information with doctor-patient confidentiality? Because that's the thing, doctor-patient confidentiality. The doctors can't tell you anything unless they had permission from her. You would think that these two habits are key factors, and they are, but they didn't know throughout treatment. Strange, isn't it? You see, the lead oncologist discharges her from the hospital and tells her that she should expect to live 6 months. You would think that the doctors would give her more than one choice. You can go through the treatment plan, and prognosis is no more than 6 months, or you can decline treatment, stop smoking and drinking, and live substantially longer. This was never offered to her. Because that's crazy. Okay. The hospital probably did give her different options of what she could do, and she made the decision on her own. Like I said, just because you were her son or daughter or whatever you were, it doesn't mean you had access to all of the information that she had access to. She was only telling you what she wanted to tell you. The doctors aren't allowed to tell you everything. She was only offered conventional treatment to include surgery, chemo, and radiation. Well, also, wasn't this like what, 1981? That's how, 81, 91, 2000, that's like 30 years ago. Things have changed a lot in the past 30 years. But this was never offered to her. She was only offered conventional treatment to include surgery, chemo, and radiation. If they had performed a routine medical history on my mom, she had the option of declining treatment while she was given an opportunity to stop drinking, smoking, and drinking. I'm going to say it again. The drinking and smoking is not the reason why she had the cancer, dude. I mean, it can cause cancer, but I don't think that's the reason why she had cancer. Isn't that what we call classic medical malpractice? Well, if you thought it was medical malpractice, why didn't you sue the hospitals that she went to? Why didn't you sue the doctors? Why didn't you sue the nurses? Why didn't you sue her entire medical team? Please tell me if you really thought it was malpractice, why you didn't take action and do something about it. We might kill you, but here's a much safer, a more effective option. Really? Okay, and then the next comment this person posts is, "You're a very intelligent and brave lady. Takes guts to stand up to the so smart oncologists and your family who are worried sick." For one, I do not think you watched the freaking video that this comment was posted on. I am intelligent and I am brave, but I was not brave for stopping. I was brave for stopping my treatments in the sense that it was a good decision for me. Those treatments were not working. It was a mutual decision between me and my medical team. It wasn't just me that made that decision. My medical team here in Hawaii and on the mainland. It wasn't just my decision. It was a group decision that we came to together to look out for my best interests. Like I said, medical has changed a lot from the past till now. My oncologist is extremely smart. He is a pediatric oncologist. He takes care of so many sick kids and helps so many get better as best he can. And you know, you need to do your research. You need to do your research. I had so much more things that I wanted to say, but this entire comment just infuriates me so much. If any of the people in the cancer group chat is watching this video and wants to say anything, comment them down below, because this was the most frustrating comment that I have ever gotten on any of my videos so far, and I know there's going to be a lot like this more down the road, but I wanted to address this comment because smoking and drinking can cause cancer, but it would take years down the road for it to actually have some kind of effect on you. The treatments that you're talking that your mother got, that was over 30 years ago. That was about 30 years ago. And 40 years ago, about 40 years ago, things has changed since then. Things are different now. Like, maybe they did treat her bad in the 1980s, but that's the 1980s. It's 2020 now. Things are different in the medical field. Things have advanced. Things has changed. Protocols are different. Things are getting better. Granted, it's not where it should be, but things are getting better. Thanks for watching today's video, you guys. Sorry it was so long. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on my next video.